The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus said to the disciples, "Beware of practicing your piety before people in order to be seen by them, for then you have no reward from your Father in heaven. So whenever you give alms, do not sound a trumpet before you, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, so that they may be praised by others. Truly I tell you, they have received their reward. But when you give alms, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your alms may be done in secret. And your Father who sees in secret will reward you. And whenever you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to stand and pray in the synagogues and at the street corners, so that they may be seen by others. Truly I tell you, they have received their reward. But whenever you pray, go into your room and shut the door, and pray to your Father who is in secret. And your Father who sees in secret will reward you. And whenever you fast, do not look dismal like the hypocrites, for they disfigure their faces so as to show others that they are fasting. Truly, I tell you, they have received their reward. But when you fast, put oil on your head and wash your face, so that your fasting may be seen not by others, but by your Father who is in secret. And your Father who sees in secret will reward you." The Gospel of the Lord. So once again, we begin this holy season of Lent, 40 days of preparation for Easter, and the great symbol of it, the ancient symbol of receiving ashes on the head. The words that may be spoken, there are two options given. One is, remember that you are dust, and unto dust you shall return. It's the one I will use today. That's inspired by the first book of the Bible, the book of Genesis, and the creation of humankind out of the dust of the earth. And a reminder that's where we began and where at least our physical bodies will return. The other is repent and believe in the good news. That's coming from the beginning of Mark's gospel, most likely our earliest gospel. It's the earliest words attributed to Jesus. We sometimes call it the kernel or the kerygma, which is simply the Greek word for kernel, the very heart of the gospel message. Repent and believe in the good news. And so even though only one of these options is used today, both of them are important for us to reflect on. This year, the ashes are to be distributed a little differently, according to word we have received from Rome. The words, instead of being spoken over each one of us, are only spoken once for all of us to hear after the ashes have been blessed. And then the ashes are placed on the head in silence, and literally on the head and not on the forehead. And actually, if you look at the book, it says on the head. So many parts of the world, it's always been the custom to scatter the ashes on the crown of the head. This year, that will be the custom everywhere. When the distribution comes, again, I encourage you, as you're always so good, to keep your distance, that those who are here would come and then return via the side aisle to their pews. Then those here, and here. It will be in silence. Well, there can be music, but otherwise I will not speak the words, but simply scatter a few grains of the dust from last year's palms on the heads of each one of us.